Ambulance services in jeopardy in Lewes. Good evening. I'm Madeline Overturf.
And I'm Charlie Sakaitis. Welcome to our News at 6. We begin tonight with a demand for more fire funding. As Sussex County grows, local fire and EMS needs, those are growing too. In Lewes, the fire department says if something doesn't change, they can't afford to keep up the ambulance service. Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken is live in Lewes. Emma, the fire department told the county they would be forced to dissolve their ambulance services unless they receive more money.
Charlie, this is the letter, and in it, the fire department says they asked for more money 6 years ago. They say they did not get enough, and Lewes's population continues to skyrocket. The fire department says running ambulances won't be financially possible unless they get, quote, a substantial increase. A plea for help from the Lewes Fire Department. Fire Chief William Buckalow and President A. Wallace Evans say they need more money from Sussex County to keep up with ambulance demand.
They've allowed a lot of growth, but they haven't increased our funding. And in the past 3 years, our deficit on our EMS is $1 million.
The fire department, which is primarily made up of volunteers, says they've gone from responding to, on average, 14 calls a day, both medical and fire calls, to 21 calls a day in just 6 years, which in turn forced the department to hire 8 more EMTs. Lewes Fire says that has doubled operating costs since 2018, and funding, including donations, have not kept pace. We reached out to Sussex County about the letter they received, but they did not have any comment at this time. The question remains, if Lewes cancels its ambulance service, who will respond when people call 911?
We don't know how Rehoboth or Milton or the surrounding areas are going to be able to pick up the extra runs that we're dropping out. Our problem is we've been just running so many of them, and we just can't keep up anymore.
Eileen Beveridge lives in Lewes and tells Coast TV she thinks the county needs to pony up.
It would mean that people would die. If they couldn't get an ambulance and they couldn't get to the hospital or the emergency room, people would die. I think it's a very serious problem.
As more and more people call 911, the call for help grows louder from the Lewes Fire Department. The fire department wanted to make it clear they don't want to dissolve their ambulance service. They say they've been left with no other choice. We also contacted the city of Lewes, who say they are unaware of this letter. Live in Lewes, Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
Thank you, Emma. And Lewes Fire is not the only department that has issued an urgent call for more money. Recently, all of them pointing to the massive population growth in their districts. The Indian River Volunteer Fire Company, that's the Oak Orchard Long Neck area, it says it needs $3.5 million for expansion. And Milford's Carlisle Fire Company wants $300,000 for more ambulances.
This brings us to our Coast TV poll this evening. We want to know, how should fire departments handle their budget shortfalls?
Let's take a look at the updated results from last news hour. 77% say make county or state pay, though 13% say raise service fees, 6% say make budget cuts.
If you haven't voted yet, you still can go do that. It's at coasttv.com or use the Coast TV mobile app, and we will show you updated results on Coast TV News at 11.